Hello friends, be one success, keep winning, keep shining. I know every one of you who follows this channel is out here to learn something new every single day, and I applaud you for that. I'm very, very proud. Let's keep growing this community of learners so that we can transform ourselves into great leaders in our lives, in lives of others. So today's message comes from a quote by Dr. Myles Munroe, which says, study the consequences before the decision is taken. Most of us make decisions thinking we are going to escape the consequences. That's why there is a lot of excuses. That's why there is a lot of complaining. That's why there is a lot of blaming. And that's why there is the inability to accept responsibility or even accountability of the things we've done. So why is it necessary to study the consequences if you to make a decision, or if you to make a decision that you're going to be responsible for? Most of the time, the decision and the consequences are embedded together. Let's say you're driving and you drive 20 miles over the speed limit. If you get pulled over by police and you get a ticket and your driver's license is also revoked, that's the consequence of driving 20 miles over the speed limit. Before you do, make sure that you know. There is also a proverb that says, the same flower that a bee gets its honey from is the same flower a snake sucks for its venom. So what does that really necessarily mean? It means you get what you decide. There is also another saying, I don't remember who said it, that we have two foxes in ourselves, the bad one and the good one. You choose which one you feed, and that's what you get. That's the same with your decisions and consequences. If you do not study your consequences, you will not make the right decision. And if you study the consequences, even if you make the wrong decision, you're going to be in a good place to take full responsibility of those decisions. So, friends, if you really want to be successful, start studying the consequences before you make decisions. Do not make decisions or promises when you're sad, two, when you're happy, or when you're drunk, or when you're not in your right mindset. Do not be pushed to make decisions, because you are going to suffer the consequences of the decisions you make. Decisions are quite significant in every single one's life. There is another saying that says that everyone is self-made except the successful accept it, or only the successful agree to that statement. When you are successful, remember, success is self-defined. When you are successful, you're going to accept that you're self-made. Self-made, what does really self-made mean? Some people think self-made means that you've not had any help from people. No. Self-made means you are willing to make those decisions that stop other people. You're willing to suffer the consequences of failure, of fear of criticism, and even annihilation. So you have to be willing to make the decision. But before you make the decision, study the consequence. And know that for every single thing that you put in is what you shall get out. If you put in 10%, you get out probably less than 10%. If you put in 100%, you may be surprised to get like 700%. But it should not also surprise you that your efforts may not be rewarded accordingly. So, message to you today is study the consequences. Before you make that decision, study the consequences. Know what it is that you're going to be faced with when you decide to move forth. If you decide to start a business, make sure that that business you're going to start, you're willing to give 100% of your effort. If you decide that you're going to start a business, but you're also looking for a job, you are pretty mistaken. If you're going to start a business, you can start a business while you have a job. Yes, you can look for a job as a temporary place when you're developing your business. But do not do not make a decision before you study the consequences. Have a good Wednesday, friends. Take good care. Make those decisions, but do not be in a place where the temporary situation makes you make a permanent decision. Adios. Take good care.